Hello, my most amazing artists. So we're once again starting a new project. We're going to be doing a project inspired by one of my very, very favorite artists, Henri Matisse or Henri Matisse. I love his use of pattern and color. He's one of my favorites, and I'm super excited to try this project with second grade. So for this project, you're going to need a couple pieces of white paper. I'm happy to leave a packet at school for you because I need to leave something for your brother anyway. So I'm using a 6x9 piece of 90-pound paper, which is just a little bit thicker drawing paper. And then I have a 10x14 white paper. And whatever size you have, that's going to work. You just want one piece of paper to be a lot smaller than the bigger one. So if you're using 9x12, you might want to do 4x6 for your little one if you're using regular construction paper size. But again, I'll leave you a little kit in the office. You'll need a pencil with an eraser. You'll need your watercolor sets, probably not today, and you'll probably need either your oil pastels or some black crayons. I'm trying to figure out what I have at my desk with me. I have a black crayon. I prefer black crayon, or we could even use Sharpie because, you know, I love a good Sharpie. But first, we gotta start drawing. So you should have watched Two Birds by the story about Henri Matisse. It kind of talks about his pattern and sometimes a little bit about Henry's life, and we're being inspired by his fishbowl painting, and I will attach the painting to this assignment so you can kind of see that. I'm going to bring this down so you can get closer to me. There we go. So this is just the 6x9. I'm going to keep it vertical, and we are going to be inspired by that fishbowl. So if you want to have that up to look at it, you're more than welcome to look at that so you know what we're talking about. So we're going to do a little vase or a vertical fishbowl with some goldfish in it. And then we're going to outline it, and then we are going to paint it. So this will be step one for your class. And your class might fall a little bit behind you because we have stuff going on in school, but that's okay. So what I'd like you to do today is you just need to get that smaller piece of paper. We're going to use a 6x9 here, and you'll need a pencil. And we're going to take ovals in vertical lines and turn them into a cylinder. We want to give it that illusion of 3-dimension. And we do that by drawing an oval at the top of our paper, and you can always draw an eraser crumbs first to make sure you like the way that looks. And we want to kind of fill this paper. You want to go pretty close to the top and all the way to the bottom and pretty close to the edges. You don't want anything tiny. You want a good fishbowl. So I went ahead and did some eraser crumbs first, and now I'm pretty comfortable with how that looks. I'm going to lightly draw that, and I'm just doing a little oval, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to wipe away my eraser crumbs. So you're going to have that first oval. And it's a little light. I'll try to draw darker. I'm just used to drawing lighter. And then I'm going to draw another oval at the bottom. So again, I suggest you using your eraser crumbs to get it the way you like, or if it's better to turn your paper up to do it this way too. I find it easier sometimes to turn my paper and do it. And you want it to be kind of similar in shape. They don't have to be exactly. It's hard to draw the same oval twice. Once you like the way it looks with your eraser crumbs, go ahead and lightly sketch it. The main thing you want to make sure is you have those nice curves. I'm going to get rid of my pencil lines. So that was my bottom, sure. Then I'm going to connect the two. So I'm going to take a straight line, I'm going to bring it all the way down, and I'm going to bring it to this curved line. And I want to kind of keep those lines curved instead of super straight, because I want to give the illusion, and I find it's easier if you pull your pencil down to make a straight line, and I'm going to kind of curve it so it looks like it's curving under my jar. It's not just a straight line with an oval. So I'm going to start kind of in this curve, and I'm going to pull my arm straight down, and I'm going to come here. Now, pulling that down showed me that this oval was a little bit bigger, so I can just redraw that part a little bit, and that way nobody knows, right? So that's a really easy fix. That's why you draw lightly in pencil so we can erase, and just erase everything you can. So now we have what looks like an empty vase, but we want to kind of make it look like it has water in there because fish live in water, right? So I need to do another oval. But I want this oval to kind of overlap this one, so it kind of looks like we're looking down into our cup. Let me see if I have a cup. So if we had something like this, it's kind of like we're looking down into it from the side if this was see-through. So again, I'm going to take my eraser, And I just want to overlap a little bit. I don't want a lot of circle overlapping. So I know I want to overlap it like right there. And I'm going to bring another oval and I'm going to just kind of make it go around. Okay, I like that. So now I'm going to draw it. I know you probably can't see my eraser crumbs, but I want you to get in the practice of building your confidence with that. So then this line kind of comes over this way too. So right now, it doesn't look like a lot. And it will. It's going to start looking like we're peeking into our fishbowl. You can make this a little bit more rounder. Mine might be a little flat. I'm okay with that. So if we're going to have a fishbowl, we need to add fish, right? So we want to make sure we're adding our little fish. And you can make your little goldfish lots of different ways. There's lots of ways to draw goldfish. I don't expect them to be realistic. I just kind of want you to start, and you can use your eraser too, drawing some like ovals. Maybe swimming in different directions. So we don't want all our fish kind of lined up straight. Pretend like you put fish food at the top and they're all trying to go up to the top of the fishbowl. Let's try to draw at least 3 fish. If you want to draw more than that, you certainly can. You can even draw some that are kind of on the top because maybe they came up here to float. So make sure you have your fish. So I'm just kind of using my eraser and drawing several ovals. So once I have it, I kind of don't know if I like the guy at the top. Maybe. We'll see. I can decide later. They always seem to float to the top. If I don't like that, I can just wipe away those crumbs. So I'm going to start with these. I have 5. I like odd numbers. I'm just going to start tracing over my ovals. And it's absolutely okay if your ovals are different sizes, different shapes, because the way the fish are swimming, they'll be at different perspectives. And also, fish come in different sizes. But we're going to do goldfish because we're going to keep it easy. All right, so I have my ovals traced, and what makes these look like fish instead of just floating blobs is that little triangle tail. So just something really, you can decide where the tail is, and you can just add their little fin. You can make it really pointed. You can make them fancy, like having more curved fin. It's really up to you. We just don't want to get really, really detailed on our fish. If you remember, wasn't it last year or was it kindergarten we did rainbow fish? So you could also do your like rainbow fish tail. I kind of like a little curve to mine. So you could do that. So add your tails. This guy's going to be swimming down. So I'm going to add a little tail to this guy. And this guy looks like he's swimming down too. Oh, but I'm going to pretend that he's going up through the water because we'd still see him. And, you know what? I'm going to erase this guy. I want this guy swimming this way. So I'm going to change my oval, and you can do that because you are the artist and you can make all these decisions. Okay. So if you want to add little fin details, you can. Again, not necessary. It's not even completely necessary to put little eyes or scales on these. If you wanted to add another little fin to the side of your fish, you can. These are all little options. And this is probably as far as we're going to get in class today. But I think we'll just keep it. I can add little fish faces if I want. I can't draw a little fish. And I might not add eyes to mine, or I might. If you want to add eyes, they're just 2 circles. Oh, I like it with the eyes. I'm going to do that. Again, this is your drawing. If you don't want to add eyes and little side fins, you don't have to. You only draw one little eye. Maybe this fish is swimming upside down. All right. Okay, so I like that. I'm happy with my fish. I'm not going to worry about scales because we're going to keep this pretty simple. And that's step 1, which I think looks really great. So after you get your fish drawn, you need to make the choice. You can do a resist and outline your vase and your water and your fish using black crayon or black Sharpie. I'm going to see like what I might do even is I might get out an orange crayon so I can outline my goldfish in the orange, and then everything else can be in the black. If you want to outline your vase in blue instead, you can do that too. So you pick whatever color you like. If you just want to get your Sharpie out and outline this in Sharpie, that's absolutely 100% allowed. So I just kind of want you to get comfortable with this. What I might do, I might do a little bit of both. I kind of like the idea of doing Sharpie and some crayon. So whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to outline my vase in the black Sharpie, at least around the outside edge. And my Sharpie's getting a little dry. Oops, sorry, went off the camera. So I'm just outlining like the bowl, my fish bowl. I don't know if I'm going to outline the back. Hopefully your Sharpie isn't as dried out as mine. Okay. What I might do is find a blue-green, and I might outline my water in a nice dark waxy line so that I know that's water. Even the back, I'm going to say that looks kind of watery. I don't want such a harsh line. But again, that's my choice as the artist. You can outline everything in black, and that would be 100% cool. You could do different colors. Like I'm going to take my little fish, and I'm going to outline them in orange. I might even color this little fin orange. You don't have to. You can just outline it because we will be painting these. I just want to outline my little fish. You get the idea. I'm going to color his little fin. Now for his face, I could go back in with a black crayon and color in his little eye. Or I could use my Sharpie. You decide what you like better. I don't know if I like that as much as I like it just in orange. But again, you kind of play around and see what you like. I'm just going to outline this guy. So we're just playing and experimenting. I want you guys to learn your artist intuition, just kind of what feels right. And if you try it and you're like, oh, I didn't like that, I'd rather that you tried it than just wondered. So let's play around with the materials. Okay. So go ahead and I want you to outline all your fish. I'm not going to make you watch Mrs. Cole. Outline everything, whether it's in crayon or Sharpie. But whatever you use, we want to make sure it does not water soluble. So I didn't like the way my Sharpie looked, so I'm going to go back over it with crayon. And that's okay. I kind of like that rough texture. But you do you. So I'm having a little too much fun. So I'm going to let you go. So what I'd like you to do for your project today is I would like you to draw your vase or your fish bowl. I would like you to draw the water in your fish bowl. And I would like you to draw your fish. Let's do at least 3 fish. 3 to 5 seems good. I don't want too many more. I could even put a little dude down here. I like odd numbers, but again, you're the artist. If you think 6 feels good, or you think 7 feels good, or just 4, it's up to you. So outline your fish, outline your vase, and then take a picture of that and upload it to Google Classroom. After all this is done, I want you to set this aside. And then I want you to get out your big piece of paper. And we're going to do one last thing before we go. All right. So what you want to do, and I can't get my whole paper in the thing, sorry. Let's play around with my camera. All right, that's most of it. So the top of my paper. So we're going to try and give the illusion that our fish bowl is going to be sitting on something. So I need to have a little bit above, and I want to look like there's a room, because Matisse is really big into wallpaper and room. So I want you to put your finger in the middle of your paper, and then I want you to bring it down a little bit and to the right. And there's no real rhyme or reason. I just kind of want you to do off center, not too far from the bottom. You want to make sure you have plenty of room to put your fishbowl on there with a table. So I might put this up just a little bit higher. I'm going to put a dot here. So I have a dot. So this is my center. So I kind of do an off center, and then I'm down a little bit from the top. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to draw a couple lines. So you can choose to go ahead and get a ruler and try to make these really straight, or you can just go for it. I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to start my bottom corner of my paper, and I'm going to have it meet this dot. And I actually might bring my dot down a little bit. I think I like it better there. We'll see. And I'm just gonna meet. I don't need to worry about a ruler. I'm not really concerned. And then I'm gonna take this from this dot, I'm gonna go straight across horizontally. And then I'm gonna go from the dot straight up vertically to the edge. And it's gonna look like we're in the corner of a room, and that's kind of what we're going for. Boom, all right. So we're just kind of dividing it up off center. So when we put our fishbowl in there, it looks like it's kind of sitting in the corner of a room. We're trying to give some dimension and space to our art. So what I'd like you to do next, and this is probably what we're gonna be working on day 2 in your class, so we're not gonna go too much in here. So once you get this done, you can outline this in a black crayon or Sharpie. I think black crayon works really great. I'm just gonna outline it my edges because we want my edges of my room to stand up. Stand up here. And go up here. All right, so I darkened my edges. It kind of looks like it's offset a little bit, and my line might have gone up a little bit more. It should have been down, and I'm not worried about that because Matisse wasn't perfect. He was very stylized. My fishbowl will fit in there. I've outlined all my fish, or at least I did, and you're all set. And that's what I'd like you to do for this week in art, because tomorrow your class is finishing up their chalices. They have a little bit more glitter to do, and then they're gonna start our Matisse project. And then next week, we will start painting, and we'll wear that. So once you have this done, take a picture, send it to me, and then you'll need to start getting some paints ready for next week, so you'll have your paints for next week. And then we'll start talking about pattern and color from Matisse, who is, again, my favorite. So I hope you enjoy learning about Henri Matisse and all the crazy, wonderful color and patterns he does. And I hope you had fun drawing your fish. Don't worry about them being perfect. Being a little bit stylized and more cartoony, I think, is adorable, and we can keep it that way. So again, if you don't want to add something on your fish like I did on mine, you don't have to. If you have any questions, let me know, and I can't wait to see your bowls of fish. Goodbye, my most amazing artist.